He is finally vindicated. Reggie Bush finally gets what he deserves. After winning the Heisman Trophy, the most sought after award in all of college football, after winning it in a landslide, probably one of the best seasons ever in 2005, only to have the NCAA and the Heisman Trust take it back from him, strip him of the most prestigious award in college 5 years later in 2010, after allegedly an extensive investigation in his family taking or receiving some improper privileges or whatever, money, whatever it was from boosters or whoever it was. According to Reggie Bush, it was unfounded. But whatever, Reggie Bush is excited, so happy and grateful to finally be vindicated after 14 years. In a statement that he made, this is what he said: "No one can take from you what God has for you." Great, Reggie Bush. Kudos to you. You've always been one of my favorites. You're an American hero.
Don't nobody go in the bathroom for about 45 minutes.
You done fucked up, you know that, don't you?
You got knocked the fuck out. What's up, man?
Now, as mentioned before, the Heisman Trust decided to reinstate Reggie Bush's Heisman Trophy award after stripping him of it in 2010. Now, Bush actually won the Heisman in 2005, but I guess the investigation and all of that went on for 5 years until they finally decide to strip him of it. However, the award was taken back following an NCAA investigation. It was determined Bush's family received improper benefits while Bush played at USC. Now, in the sports world, where athletes are doing the very same thing that Bush lost his Heisman Trophy for, the trust decided to do the right thing and make things right with Reggie Bush. I mean, how could you not? I don't think that the Heisman Trust deserves any pats on the back or any notoriety for this. You did what you should have been done a long time ago, and you did it in a way in which you escaped a portion of accountability. And I'll explain in a second. Now, I believe this was the right decision, but to me, this Reggie Bush situation parallels the cannabis situation here in America, the marijuana situation in America. You got many people in prison today serving time for possession or marijuana use years ago, decades ago, serving big time, 20, 30, 40 years for drug possession. Whereas today, cannabis is legal in almost every state. And in the ones that is not legal, it's on its way to becoming legal. It's almost not even illegal anymore. So why are those prisoners still in prison? That's what this situation reminds me of with this Reggie Bush situation. And I truly believe that the Heisman Trust got away light by not truly apologizing, by making an excuse like, okay, the climate of college football has changed and that's why we're doing this. Not, we made an error in our ways and we should apologize to this upstanding man of character who dominated his skill, his craft in 2005 and won fairly the most prestigious award, and we took it back from him. That would have been more accountable and more what Reggie Bush truly deserves. Now, of course, Bush had comments, but again, he was ecstatic. He was very humble, very thankful, and very grateful. And according to Bush's remarks, this is what Bush said: "Personally, I'm thrilled to reunite with my fellow Heisman winners and be part of the storied legacy of the Heisman Trophy, and I'm honored to return to the Heisman family." Look at the character of Reggie Bush. He didn't denounce the Heisman Trust. He didn't try to prove his side. None of that. He immediately, the first thing he did was big up the other Heisman winners. This guy's an upstanding man, and many people spoke to his character as a reason why they supported that this would eventually happen. Oh yeah, Reggie Bush had many other supporters. In fact, other Heisman Trophy winners were willing to boycott the Heisman ceremonies if Reggie Bush wasn't vindicated. Now that's character and that's likability. Now Reggie Bush goes on: "I look forward to working together with the Heisman Trust to advance the values and mission of the organization." Now, according to Heisman Trust, fundamental changes in college athletics is the reason for a change of heart. Come on now. I think that's a cop-out. I think that's an easy way out. I think that's dodging accountability. I would like to say, is this change a convenient escape to avoid apologizing to Bush and admitting you made a mistake by suspending him in the first place? I believe that you already knew you made a mistake and you were waiting for an out. You were waiting for an scapegoat to hide behind to vindicate Reggie Bush without accepting accountability. Shame on you, Heisman Trust. Now, the Trust president, Michael Camerford, remarked, we consider the enormous changes in college athletics over the last several years and deciding that now is the right time to reinstate the trophy for Reggie. We are so happy to welcome him back. Now, remember I told you earlier how some people, Reggie had much support. In fact, some of the support came from other Heisman Trophy winners. And they drew a line in the sand and they said, we don't want to take this anymore. I know we're getting all the perks from winning this Heisman Trophy, but Reggie Bush also is worthy of them. And we're not going to stand by and allow you to blackball him because he doesn't deserve it. Johnny Manziel, former NFL quarterback, Johnny Manziel was one of Reggie Bush's top supporters. Johnny Manziel went as far as to say that he's going to boycott the award ceremony if Reggie Bush wasn't reinstated. Now, Johnny Manziel won a Heisman Trophy in 2012. He supported Reggie Bush the whole time.
Some money over there living in a house, and he ended up having his Heisman Trophy taken from him. Do you believe Reggie should get his Heisman Trophy back?
Without a doubt. It's legal now. What Reggie did then is legal now that somebody could do.
Now, again, I told you, he said he was going to boycott the annual ceremony in solidarity with Reggie Bush. Now, once Manziel heard the news, he shared his excitement. He shared his love and support for Reggie Bush on social media. He posted a picture of Bush with a goat emoji next to it. And then he praised Bush as one of the best to ever do it. Like I said, everybody know that Reggie Bush's 2005 season is probably one of the best ever displayed in college football. Many won't admit it, but they know. Now, once he heard the news, he went to social media. But Reggie Bush's accolades will be reinstated and USC will also have his trophy returned to campus. So also USC wins big because of this, because they were missing a Heisman Trophy and they couldn't count that as one of their victories in the sport. So Manziel also took the X, writing, there were many voices throughout this process that stood on the table for Reggie simply because of the kind of human being he is. I told you about his character. Reggie Bush hasn't been in the media for no nonsense. The biggest thing Reggie Bush was in the media for back in the day was dating Kim Kardashian. And he slid out, he broke up with her and slid into his own life, and it wasn't no negativity, none of those type of things. Reggie Bush appears to be an upstanding man with great character, and you hear it being supported and reinforced by those close to him. Now, I look forward to being on that stage with you this December. You deserve it. Now, that was Johnny Manziel to Reggie Bush. Okay, now Bush had more remarks. I'm grateful to once again be recognized as the recipient of the Heisman Trophy. Right? Now, Bush continues, this reinstatement is not only a personal victory, but also a validation of the tireless efforts of my supporters and advocates who have stood by me throughout this arduous journey. Kudos to you, Bush, because what I'm hearing in your language as I read through these stories and different things like that, you're a very selfless person. Yes. To be so dominant and to have been so successful in your football career, and I'm certain in life also with that kind of character, you're quick to give praise and big ups to other people. I respect you more for that. So Bush goes on, I want to make it abundantly clear that I have always acted with integrity and in accordance with the rules and regulations set forth by the NCAA. Let me switch his words up a little bit to make it a little more clear. I want to make it extremely clear that I'm innocent and I've always upheld my innocence. I've never deviated from upholding the rules set forth by the governing body, the NCAA, in which I played for. So you did me wrong, by stripping my trophy. In other words, I rephrased that for him. Now, the allegations brought against me were unfounded and unsupported by evidence, and I am grateful that the truth is finally prevailing. I think Reggie Bush is a man of God with great faith, and this is all showing up through his language. He goes on. Now, with Bush's reinstatement, USC now stands atop the NCAA as having 8 Heisman Trophy winners from their school. Now they get the #1 spot with Reggie Bush's trophy being returned back to USC. Now, the former NFL quarterback and 2012 Heisman Trophy winner, Johnny Manziel, as I mentioned earlier, thanked the trust. Johnny Manziel didn't just praise Reggie Bush and support him. He also went back to thank the trust, right, for doing what is right and welcoming a storied member of our history back into the fold. So this was big. This was real big. This was real big of Johnny Manziel. But let me give you some of the intricate details about Reggie Bush's career. Now, after an illustrious and dominant college football career, Bush also paved a very respectable and impactful NFL career. Now, after Reggie Bush played 3 seasons at USC, he went on to play 11 seasons in the NFL, playing for 5 different teams. Bush played for the New Orleans Saints, Miami Dolphins, Detroit Lions, San Francisco 49ers, and the Buffalo Bills. Now, Reggie was quite productive over his NFL career, rushing for 5,490 yards and 36 touchdowns and catching 477 passes for 3,598 yards and 18 touchdowns in 134 regular season games. Bush is also a Super Bowl champion, winning Super Bowl 44 with the New Orleans Saints. It's incredible. Kudos to you, Reggie Bush. Listen, let this be a lesson to all of you, right? Patience is God's plan to give you whatever your heart desire as long as you're in his will. Yes. Reggie Bush waited patiently. He slid after he retired from the NFL. He slid into the forefront with his family. You rarely hear from him. Even when I look at his social media page, he rarely posts. This man is content with who he is. That's why he just sat on faith and trusted in God's perfect plan for his life. And now look, he wins. And let this be a message to all of you, a lesson to all of you. The game of life is not over until you win. Patience is God's plan to give you whatever your heart desire as long as you're in his will. So that challenge that's in front of you now, faith it out. That adversity that you don't want to handle, faith it out. Right? You will win. All things work together for good to them that love the Lord and is called unto his purpose. Thank you so much for watching and supporting. You be great, and more importantly, be blessed.